None of this works if Martin Lawrence doesn't absolutely sell this, right? It's something that Martin's always been incredible at, whether in the show or in real.
Like, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Martin, he really kind of pulls these characters that he's acting out and makes him like the best mix.
Oh, what's up? Oh, what's up?
It's Maji back here with another video. Today we're about to be reacting to a video by the Sitcom Guy. The video is going to be on the best episode of Martin. Martin is such a cult classic in the black community, in every community, honestly, bro. If you don't know who Martin or what Martin is, the show, bro, go watch it, bro. That show is just so comedy. It just has so many great references, bro. Just, oh my god, bro. That nigga said, I said Jerome in the house, watch your mouth. Bro, that nigga just has so many damn references, bro. He has so many damn characters. It was just so damn funny, bro. I'm about to rewatch it over again just for the vibes, bro. Cause I seen like Martin like 2 to 3 times already, but I like watching over again for the comedy and just all the aspects. According to the Sitcom Guy, it's gonna be the best episode. Maybe I mean, I already seen it. I already seen this episode probably a couple of times, but maybe I can assess it as it being, or I can agree with it. Maybe you guys agree in the comments with it. But if you guys like these type of videos, I'll be reacting to more of the Sitcom Guys videos. He's underrated. He's at 4K right now. But I like reacting to his videos. I just read to the one on Disney Channel one. Not the Disney Channel one, but the teen damn, I forgot what it was called, but I just reacted to one of his videos. But don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Let's do it.
Suspicious Minds is the best episode of Martin. Now, I already know some of you probably agree with me, and there's some of you that probably immediately disagreed with me. Maybe you're thinking of DMV Blues or Chilligan's Island. Maybe you've got an entire
DMV Blues. What's up, Almond Joy? Oh my fucking god, bro. That shit literally had me crying for days, bro. Then he said, you so almondy.
different episode in mind, and honestly, I don't blame you at all for that. Martin has so many classic episodes that trying to pick just one feels impossible. You could ask 10 different Martin fans and you'd probably get 10 different answers. But every time I come back to the show and ask myself that question, I always end up right back at Suspicious Minds, and until today, I didn't really know why that was. At first I thought it might have been because it was the funniest, but after sitting down and rewatching it a few more times before this video, I realized this episode does something that almost no other episode in the series quite pulls off.
Is this the episode where he also had that damn fake dog? He also had that fucking fake dog interrogating everybody. Smell. This thing is stupid.
Alright, so before we get into why I think this is the best episode of Martin, I think we need to answer a much simpler question first. And that is, why is this episode so memorable? Because if you ask almost any Martin fan about Suspicious Minds, then they're probably going to bring up the same few things, the New Jack City parody.
Again, sit your $5 ass down before I make change.
The cast trying their absolute hardest not to laugh while Martin is doing his Nino Brown bit.
Don't anybody know nothing, huh?
Brumman's mystery reveal at the very end of the episode.
What's up? Just chilling, looking for some jello.
I mean, these are the moments that this episode is famous for, and they are some of the most iconic moments.
That motherfucker was always asking for his damn sandwich, bro. How does one person get in your house so many times, bro, because you keep your window open, bro? That's how classic it was, with those type of apartments that have those type of those type of like ledges where it's basically a fire escape, but like anybody can just get in your shit.
Moments in the entire series, but I actually don't think those moments are the sole reason that this episode has stuck with people for over 30 years. I think that they're just the moments that we remember the easiest. They're almost kind of like the cover art for the episode in a way, if you think about it. When somebody mentions this, these are the images that come to your brain immediately. But if that's all this episode had going for it, then I don't think it would be as iconic as it is in the series. I think what really makes this episode the greatest is what happens way before Martin ever puts on the Nino Brown persona. And it all starts with a missing CD player. And I think this is one of the episode's best strengths. I mean, think about it. Some of the best sitcom episodes you've ever seen probably began with something incredibly simple. Somebody tells a lie or somebody misunderstands something, and then before you know it, this tiny little problem snowballs into complete chaos. And that's exactly what happens here. And the thing that I really love here is that Martin creates
in these type of occasions where like sitcoms, bro, they either always end up misplacing the whole little CD disc, or somebody ends up breaking it in the background and they don't tell the truth about it. It's always those two occasions, bro. Or the third occasion is always something that we just really don't expect.
This entire situation himself. In the beginning, nobody's asking about his CD player and nobody's impressed by it, and he's letting them know just how expensive it is and how they can't afford it, and he's practically begging for people to notice it.
You're right, I am. I'm sorry, I know it's not right, but it's in my blood.
Oh, okay, Mark, what are his features?
Oh, what are his features? Well, you know what? One of the most important features are that none of your broke asses can afford it.
And then it comes up missing, and you know, once he's down at the radio station, Stan plants a little seed in Martin's head, and his paranoia just completely takes over.
Who knew about your CD player? Gina, Tommy, Cole, and Pam. And who had keys to your apartment? Gina, Tommy, Cole, and Pam. There it is.
And if you notice something here, Martin never even thinks that he might be.
Bro, low-key, I think I'm about to do like a reaction on like all the like hood classics, man. Like hood sitcoms. Might do like a funny compilation on like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Jamie Foxx show, Martin. I might try to do like little funny compilations of those, bro, because like, bro, they had stacked moments.
The one that misplaced it. His brain just immediately jumps to either somebody else lost it or somebody stole it. And at this point, we've spent almost 2 seasons getting to know this Martin character. He's loud and cocky and dramatic. It just makes sense that when something would disappear, his first thought would be, who took it? Instead of, maybe I lost it. And I think that's where this premise is so genius, because the missing CD player isn't the story. Martin is. But Martin can't carry an episode like this all by himself, right? He creates the problem all by himself, but he needs everybody else to make that problem entertaining. And I honestly think this is one of the best examples in the entire series of why this cast works so well together, and the best demonstration of all of their abilities. They all have such different personalities and reactions, right? Gina.
Hot take, bro. I'm sorry. I'm pretty sure a lot of people agree with this, but Pam was finer than Gina, bro. Said it there, bro.
Actually trying to stay grounded and solve the problem. Pam and Martin's rival dynamic is on full display. Tommy over here just being genuinely offended by this stuff. And Cole is just totally oblivious.
Just let it out. Come on out and say it. Let it out. All right then. You talking about my hemorrhoids, aren't you?
And Stan is the one that accidentally creates this entire situation by planting the seed in Martin's head with his character persona on display. They're all reacting and contributing to this problem, but in completely different ways. And that's what makes the comedy works so well in this episode. Just phenomenal stuff from the cast here. But I want to take the spotlight off of them and put it back on Martin for a second, because even with this brilliant premise and incredible chemistry from the cast, none of this works if Martin Lawrence doesn't absolutely sell this, right? It's something that Martin's always been incredible at, you know, whether in the show or in real life. No matter how ridiculous the situation becomes, he commits to it 100%. Martin dresses.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Martin, he really kind of really pulls these characters that he's acting out in, and that's what kind of like makes him like the best mix. He's he a good comedy. I said comedy. He's a good comedian and a good actor at the same time. You know how like fucking talented you got to be to, you know, keep those same things in proportion. It's like some comedians have a hard time even like learning that, especially nowadays. They can't balance it well. They can, you know, do a few characters on stage, but like when it comes to the big time, you gotta learn how to really do that shit. Like a lot of like Martin's movies, he really sells it so damn well.
Up like Wesley Snipes from New Jack City so he can interrogate his friends over a missing CD player, right? And that sounds ridiculous, but Martin commits to the bit so completely that you just don't even question it. You know, it all feels natural because his character is so ridiculous and outlandish that this is something that's not surprising for him to do, to be honest. And for Martin to keep a straight face through this entire interrogation sequence, I mean, I'm sure they had a bunch of outtakes, but for the most part, like especially in this take, for him to keep a straight face, it was just mad impressive, because you look around and everybody else is just barely holding it together. You know, Tommy over here is hiding his face, and you know, they're all just one joke away from dying laughing, and Martin never breaks character for a second. Go back and watch this scene a few times and try to really think how many actors or comedians could actually pull off a scene like this with the same energy and the same intensity. I mean, in my head, it's a very short list, if any at all. I mean, Martin is just such a unique personality, and honestly, I think this might be the single greatest comedic performance by him in the series in just this span of a
not gonna lie, I gotta agree with that, bro. I laugh at this scene way too many fucking times, bro. There's like a lot of stuff that you know, that's a running joke in the Martin series, but this one when he's doing this is really fucking hilarious, bro. I don't know. A lot of people could just think about this and it will just bring up this whole little, I mean, we'll bring up this episode, it'll bring up this whole little table scene, bro, of him having a damn fake ass dog.
Few minutes, you get everything that made him one of the greatest sitcom actors ever and one of the best comedians ever. I mean, just brilliant stuff.
Don't you all speak at once?
But even with an incredible performance, there's just one more reason I want to talk about here on why this episode is so great, and that is the airtight writing. Every scene pushes the story forward. I mean, think about how quickly this episode escalates all the way through, right? Martin shows off his CD player, it goes missing, Stan suggests somebody must have taken it, Martin starts interrogating people, and then that unfolds into this full-blown New Jack City parody at the end. And just when you think it's over, Bruh Man comes in, right? And that's what great sitcom writing looks like, because every joke bridges into the next joke, and every scene bridges into the next scene. You know, nothing in this feels random at all, not even the New Jack City parody, because I think most sitcom parodies feel like somebody thought of the idea first and kind of wrote a story around it, as opposed to this episode where the parody kind of grows naturally.
I'm not gonna lie, in some like black comedic sitcom shows, it's like you can tell when a black person wrote it and you could tell when a white person wrote it. In my opinion, like the white person that be writing stuff be so corny, bro. Well, with the white people, you know, that write stuff for black people, it be so corny at times. Like I feel like if you're a white person, you will really have to know black culture, bro. Because sometimes you just coming off you with the regular ass jokes and, you know, regular ass stuff that is like coming around in the black community. They're not gonna like that shit, bro. It has to be completely relatable, bro.
Out of the premise. And by the time you get to the end, this doesn't feel out of place at all. And like I said, the writing is just incredible here, in my opinion, because there's nothing feels like filler at all. Everything feels important to the plot of this episode. And if you remove any of the scenes, this whole episode kind of falls apart. And you know, I think that's why this episode just gets better and better every time I watch it, because you just appreciate more and more of things as you're going, you know, from the jokes to the performances. And then after a while, you just start appreciating how perfectly every piece of this episode fits together. And you know, when I started making this video, I thought I was gonna spend a lot of time explaining why this was the funniest episode, but it's just not where I ended up. I actually ended up changing the title of this video, because after watching it again and really thinking about it for a while, I realized that I don't think that this is the best episode because it's the funniest. I think it's the best because every single thing that made Martin one of the greatest sitcoms ever made is on display in this episode. And if somebody asked me to show them one episode that explains why people fell in love with the show in the first place, it would be this one, because this isn't just the best episode of Martin, it's the episode that represents the entire series.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I sort of agree. I agree with that. I low-key really agree with that. This, if you ever show some person the Martin show for the first time, this can literally go as like one of the best episodes. I mean, I really wouldn't say this is the best episode in my opinion. It comes close in my opinion, but I gotta like really take a look at Martin again to see what was the best one. But I really did like this episode because it showed Martin just being the most funniest motherfucker in the room, showing his acting, showing his comedy on all display, and that whole thing, bro. And it shows it on display because you know you're funny when you're like your coworkers can't keep a whole straight face in this whole scene, bro. You can't blame it on like people like, you know, just laughing a lot, but like you really have to respect this whole craft that he had going on. Comedians have to learn how to act, bro, and if it doesn't come naturally, it really It really sucks. They're gonna really end up like making a stinker in that shit. That's why like half of like a lot of like comedic shows were like kind of canceled. Well, comedic sitcom shows were kind of canceled in the beginning, and maybe they didn't bring in like good reviews and shit. I don't know. I think Chris Tucker was like that also, and you know, Friday, he did a great ass job in Friday. They said he had like an acting coach, and shit, that coaching really kind of put him on the board and rest of these movies, man. But yeah, hey, let me know what was your guys' favorite show of the Martin episode, or do you think this was the best? But don't forget to go check out the Sitcom Guys original video down below, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more of these type of videos, and I'm out.
He was the best guy around.
What about the people he murdered?
What murder?